morning, guys. It's Monday. Welcome back. A bomb went off in my shop this weekend. Just a ton of projects. I was just out here working late every night while Chelsea's out of town. Put a new hydro motor on the mower. Totally detailed the skid steer. You can see, I'm not gonna say it looks like a new machine, but looks pretty good. Yeah, not too shabby. So going to have somebody from the dealership come out and take a look, give us a value for this, and that will really determine if we can pull the trigger on a new machine. But something happened over the weekend. Something not good. Something affecting concrete guys everywhere. Look at all this white stuff on the ground. Look at this. We were supposed to get a little bit of flurries, but I figured it was gonna melt, not stick. Got probably 2 inches. It's melted in the grass, but I mean, there's frost in the ground. You know, we were kind of running on borrowed time. We didn't really think that this would ever hit, and it just hit in one day. I was working in a t-shirt and then woke up to this. So this might change things. It's not going to affect today's job, but it might affect the jobs that I was going to do over the next couple weeks. So hopefully this melts and this is just a little snap. But this might be near the end of the season. Today we're going to go down and dig some footings. So I need to get the Mini X fired up and loaded up in the trailer, and then we will head down. And you guys will recognize the job. It's actually the first really big driveway we did for the year. They actually had a fire, melted the garage. So while they were like, okay, we're gonna have to repair the whole garage, let's make it a little bit bigger. So we're going to dig a foundation and do a monolithic slab, kind of like that big, the 30 by 100 out in the field that we just did a couple videos ago. Kind of similar forming to that, and then they'll build a garage off of that. So we're gonna go down and get those footings dug, and if we can get them inspected in time, we might pour them today too. But I need to find my coat. I can't find it, and it is too cold to be in a sweatshirt. That's the first sign of winter, when the glow plug countdown is at 20. I'm not ready for this. We were on a roll. All right, come on. This machine does not like the cold. Yeah, I just cycled the glow plugs again. I came out here to look for my coat. Maybe it's in the house or something. But I do need to get this machine warming up, otherwise the hydraulics won't be warm enough and it won't even climb the trailer. There we go. Not bad for 4,000 hours. Whoa. Need to swap buckets on that. I was gonna take the flatbed, but I think it just makes just as much sense to take the dump trailer because it's already hooked up. What's up, Har? Come here. Harley loves the snow. He turned into a puppy, even though he's 7 or 8, I can't remember. What's up, buddy? Huh? Rolling in the snow? I think you're the only one here excited for winter. Hey, Charles. Yeah? Do you know where my green coat is? My green Carhartt work coat?
It's in here.
It's where?
I locked it.
Oh, thank you. All right, thank you. I was looking everywhere for that. All right, the coat is officially found. Chelsea likes things clean, so she always washes my sweatshirts and coats and stuff if they're dirty. But anybody else out there really like a broken in either sweatshirt or coat? I don't really care if it's dirty. It just fits so much better and it's more comfortable. I give it about a 50% shot of making it up with the ice. Thick ice too. Yeah, I didn't leave this trailer tipped up, or the dump trailer tipped up, so it's got about 1 inch of ice in there. So we shall see. Oh, we need to get the 1 foot bucket. The other week, I had the guys move a lot of these rocks into the field I found these on a addition job I did. I got like 5 dump trailers worth of rock, which is actually a lot of money. You can get a couple $100 per rock. So I have just been stockpiling them here for a couple of years. And finally have a use for them. We're going to do kind of a retaining wall, just like a one layer retaining wall up on the swale. You guys will see it at some point in the video. There we go. Wasn't too bad actually. Alright, let's put this up over here. If I can see. You guys probably can't even see what I'm doing with that frost on the window. I can see half of what I'm doing. Oh. Luke and I kind of have a good system of swapping this bucket. He is so fast with me operating. It's just a perfect combo. We've gotten pretty good at it. Not gonna make it with my bleed down, that's for sure. Yep. I mean, you obviously can make it up with an excavator because you have your arm to push you up, but I knew I wasn't gonna climb it. I'm gonna leave this thing running. We'll get it chained down, and then we'll head down to the job. Need to find the windshield wiper scraper, or the windshield scrapers. Oh, you're good. Don't scratch the paint. These are meant for the glass. Oh, you know what? I don't think my lights were working. There we go. With this sun, a lot of the snow should hopefully melt. Well, you know what? I don't know the high temp today. If it doesn't get above 30, it might not really melt. I think tonight is really chilly. Sorry, boys. You can't come to work today. It's too cold out. Yep. So I can already hear some of you in the comments about being a millennial. Well, I'll just stop that saying right there, but with the white AirPods. But my brother, who helped us out, lives out in Montana, has the construction business out there, and he swears by these. He said it's great for being able to talk to customers and talk to people. I call him all the time, and when I'm talking to him, he's usually on his AirPods, apparently. So I'm gonna give him a shot. I've never used these. My ISO-tunes are just, they're very good for noise protection when it's like loud, but they are not good for phone calls or I guess phone calls. That's my biggest thing. That's why I want to get these, so I can communicate better, because I'm always using my hands for something. All right, we'll see you guys down at the job. All right, made it down to the job. This is the driveway. You guys remember it? This was a fun one. This is kind of the first crazy project of the year. They had a fire right here. Wow, look at that. There's actually ice in the holes right now, you can't see, but that's like 1 inch deep at least. It just torched. I mean, kind of surprised that they got it put out so quick. I think he said there was 5 fire trucks on this driveway, so no cracks. That means we did a good job. Fire trucks are heavy. Just gonna get the machine unloaded. The guys came here last week and tore out this concrete. This was the first stuff that we poured. So the addition is basically exactly where this one is, that width 26 and then 16 out. So that's where we'll be. We do have a gas line that we know we're gonna find, and there's power somewhere. We need to be careful of that. All right, I need to do the Pythagorean theorem, figure out my cross. Actually, I better make sure it's actually 26. You hold me on the foundation.
Foundation, not the brick.
The brick, the outside of the building.
Alright.
You good?
I'm good.
26, 4, and 3 quarter. 26, 4 and a quarter. Okay. Square root. 30 foot 10. Nice and simple. Oh, my 35 is, that was the one that's rusted on the block, isn't it? My 35 foot.
Yeah.
And then you guys have your 30 in your truck. Yeah, why don't you swap it? Put the one of the 25s in there. It'll just make this a lot easier. Burr! What is this? Snow stuff. Is that brick in line with the concrete? You good there, Luke? Okay, hold on. Flip flop. Okay, go hold me on the outside of that stake, please. Okay. Go back down, Ahmed. Stomp on that gas line, please. All right, there we go. String line, please. Oh no, I shouldn't have brought white paint. That's not gonna do much good. Oh man. Everything's more fun in the winter.
Snow just makes everything so much better.
I know. I was thinking this morning, I was like, yeah, I really shouldn't bring white, but it'll be fine. There's probably not much snow there. Wrong. Yeah, these will be super easy to eyeball. Go ahead and wind that up. Done with it. All right, so we got the gas line, obviously, that we're gonna keep outside the foundation, and then I'm gonna say right in here will be the electrical. So I'm gonna dig like 8 inches, I should say. And then we'll probably have to hand dig the rest unless it's terrible clay. Yeah, I don't think it was bad because this is all fill. This isn't like virgin soil. All right, let's go have some fun. At the gas line. Okay. Need to cut it and pull it out of the footing.
That's the old gas line.
Okay.
Okay.
got this first wall dug. They got to hand dig that because that's definitely where the power's at. I'm gonna scoot over here and start working on the. Well, yeah, I'm gonna scoot over here and work on the long wall. Clay in our whole service area, and this is like could not textbook better sands to dig footings in. It's not beach sand where it's caving in, but it's very easy with a shovel, so it's great for the foundation, and we're flying on this thing. This concrete though is not getting torn out, so I got to be careful not to chip this one. Over there I was just letting the bucket smack it and everything, but I got to take my time and focus on this one. A little hard with this old machine. Very loose, so it's just it swings kind of all over the place. Alright, so it's nice being in the corner because I just dug this, so Ahmed's cleaning that out. Then I can swivel over here and get this trench all the way. Then I'll back up, scoot over, and I can hit both corners again. Gonna call the inspector and see what his schedule looks like. I think they're pretty slow, so hopefully we can get the inspection here soon and get these poured. It'd be really nice if we could do it without leaving, but we might have to go back to the shop for a while if the inspector's going to be a couple hours. All right, that went pretty well. Just need to clean over here. Got a pretty bad angle on this. Alrighty, there we go. Dug and ready for inspection. I don't know how long that took. It's just before 11. Pretty good. Just gonna get some caution tape, and we were gonna get it inspected today and pour later, but the inspector is too busy, so we're gonna have to get it inspected later this afternoon and then pour it bright and early when it's nice and chilly. We have to bring some blankets for sure tomorrow. I think tomorrow's the coldest day of the week. Here you go. I'm not touching your butt, but you got half inch of mud on there.
I've been digging around in a hole or something.
Hey, for being cold, that was pretty easy footings.
Yes.
That was like the perfect. You stealing dirt? Alright, we're gonna get heading up there. I'm gonna meet the guys at the porch cap job from last week, and we're going to strip forms the 2x4s that are underneath the porch cap. It'll be hard enough by now, and I don't want the boards getting saturated and then freezing and causing any issues, so we're gonna strip those off, and I'm gonna try to figure out what the heck we're gonna do for the rest of the day on the drive home. We'll touch base in a bit. Alrighty, porch caps are curing out nicely. Getting the 2x4s off because it's definitely strong enough to support itself now. And then just taking a rub brick to smooth that bottom edge out. So, gonna get all that loaded up. I'm actually going. The guys are gonna finish that. I gotta go pick up some sample books for retaining wall blocks. I'm gonna go meet the homeowner and pick up the sample books. Alrighty, just picked up the books. Got an approval and a plan together, so maybe you can, I don't know if it's focusing or not, but we're basically doing that wall and those steps with our Monterey Ashlar, the magnetic seamless that we only got to use once this year. I tried so hard in selling that, but just people didn't want to go with it this year. Maybe next year we'll get lucky, because I personally think it's the best looking stamp out there, and it was very easy on our end. So you basically, because typically like the best looking stamp is the most amount of work, but this was the best looking stamp for pretty easy amount of work. And it's going to be a big wall. I've done a couple walls before, but this is by far the biggest. I think it starts off 8 or 9 feet tall and it goes out about 50 feet, kind of tapering down. So this is going to be a massive project. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe we'll kind of start pushing and advertising it more. It'll kind of depend on how this wall goes. Jumping in both feet with this size project. I'm going to head back to the shop and meet the guys there. We'll do a little bit more, and then that'll probably be it for the day. I'm doing my best to get them hours. It's not the easiest thing to do, to just like come up with stuff for them to do, but they've got families, so trying to get them as much money before the end of the year. Alrighty, I just woke up the shop a little bit, killing time. I'm not sure where the guys are. Maybe they were having some trouble with those. The inner layer was tapconned to the block, so it might have taken a little while. But I'm gonna head up and check out another job we got going on, and just see what we need to prepare for that. It's a porch cap and an inside pizza oven pad. I don't really know what that means, but I'm gonna go find out. Holy cow. This is not what I was expecting when they said they got the house framed. This is different, but very cool. I'm not sure if video is going to capture this. This is all brand new. Obviously not new, but this is all newly framed. That's pretty incredible. I mean, this is you would have no idea if you didn't know walking in here that this is not a 100-year-old barn. This is the basement we poured where it rained like crazy on us, and we had to refinish everything. Check that out down here. Look at this. I mean, this is exactly like walking in an old barn. This is super neat. Oh yeah, floor still got a beautiful shine on it. You got the walls. Wow, I love coming to projects and seeing it all come together. I just got to figure out what we're pouring. They said that there was a pizza oven. I would assume that's inside by a kitchen of some sort. Better be careful. I don't know what they've got going on here. Oh, maybe that's the recessed area they're talking about. Yep. So we got to pour concrete down in there. That'll be wheelbarrows. And then they said they've got rebar ready for the porch. That must be this. Holy cow. I don't know what they've got going on here. That looks like 2 feet thick of concrete. Seeing that red line makes me think that this is our concrete height. I'm gonna do the math real quick. There is pretty much no chance that that's gonna work. There's so much weight sitting here for just because they got their poured wall heights wrong or something. I don't know. All right, I'll crunch the math and we'll see what this mass would weigh. All right, I just did the math. What's your guys' guess? Just quickly looking at it. How much would that be in concrete? I gave you enough time. 41,000 pounds. I'm gonna have to call the builder because that seems crazy to me. There's foam and there's a lot of other solutions other than pouring that totally solid. That's not gonna be fun. Alrighty guys, just getting back to the shop. I gotta go to the Secretary of State and register the truck and then go to the graphics place and get a quote to get the decals put on Luke's truck. We passed inspection on the footings, so we got concrete scheduled bright and early. We will see you guys then. We'll be bundled up because it's gonna be chilly. Alrighty, good morning guys. We have concrete on its way and it is cold. It says 30, but it's not 30. It's well, let's see what the real feel is here. Feels like 20, so it's a bit chilly. But we're still gonna pour some mud. It's 9 yards of footings, not too complicated. It's just a horseshoe shape. We're gonna get out tools, wait for the concrete, probably inside the warm truck. So I'm gonna leave this going with the heat on, and we'll start this day off. We have a very busy day, so stay tuned. If this is the first video you guys are watching, we poured this driveway early in the year, and they had a golf cart catch on fire, which caught the other one on fire, and totally ruined all of this concrete here. Surprisingly didn't take down the whole garage, but obviously a ton of damage. So we're going to be putting this extension on while they're rebuilding this. They decided to make it a little bit bigger, and then we're going to be tearing out all this concrete and replacing it in the spring, because obviously it's completely damaged. It's hard to tell with this ice on here, but there's like inch holes that just cratered out of the concrete, so pretty crazy. So we got a 16 by 26 addition going on right here. So we're gonna pour up the concrete and then we'll put forms and we'll do a monolithic slab tied into the footing. If you guys are getting dowels in, I gotta get my laser set up and my heights figured out. Laser's too cold. Need to put it in the truck to warm up. Put it on floor heat max. Get my water out of there. All right, we got this little berm built down here because we don't want to, we're not laying block, we're doing a monolithic, so our footings have got to be totally level. We don't really want to step, that would just be a nightmare to form. So we're going to keep it 12 inches down from that finished floor and then keep it level all the way around, but we're on a hill. So we got all this loose dirt here scattered so we can kind of use it as a form to build this height up. That way we don't have any mushrooming, because if we were to just fill this up and the concrete came up kind of just how we have it here, this right here is going to freeze, and is actually, if this is a big enough mass, it's strong enough to lift the whole footing. So you basically wasted all that time and money digging down to the frost depth because this is going to lift it. So you need to make sure the outsides of your footings are flush so that frost cannot pick up on them. Yep, that's good. Just put it so it doesn't get hit. You can use your other stake as a hammer. Just don't hit your hand, or you can use a hammer for a hammer. So, yeah, we only hit sprinklers here and there, right?
Yep. It was sticking up out of there a little bit.
Where was the big...
Right, it was with this one.
Well, wasn't this one only a small one? Or we ripped up the big and the small? Because he said the big one is a main that goes through the whole property.
I think that was the ending of it over there.
That's what I thought. Yeah, this is the little guy. It went to there, and then I think curved like that. And then the big guy is what screwed this corner over. But I feel like we pulled the whole thing out.
We did.
But where, it didn't just dead end into nowhere. But I don't see. Alright, concrete's finally here. We split this pour up into two separate trucks, kind of a waste of money, but we don't want to add more stress onto this driveway than we need to. So We got two 6-yard trucks. Most of this driveway was pretty thick, so I'm not too worried about it. The end was like 8-9 inches, and then most of this was 5-6. So, and then where he's gonna be parking and sitting, it's obviously getting all torn out. So if it cracks up there, don't really care. We just don't want to crack anything in here. Driveway's looking really nice though. Alrighty, there we go. Morning. What are you sitting at? Perfect. Yeah, I still remember how to pour concrete.
No.
It is different. Man, that scares me. Hurry up and get up here. Don't stay in the middle. Let's fill it up about halfway where you're at. Then we'll get that first layer of rebar put in.
Okay.
Then we can keep going.
Alright.
You got 6, you know?
I got 5.
5?
Said 5 more to come, and I got 10 rebar.
Okay. Three, 2, 1. Whoa. Did you get that first one pretty far down there? Yeah. Okay. All right, that was an easy truck. The next one's gonna be a little trickier because we actually have to get to height. So it's just gonna take a little longer, but it's okay. Sun's finally coming out. Second truck's here. Morning. We're gonna pull you right up to the edge. You can go off the right too. We'll be tearing out all this concrete. Yep. We'll hook up my chute to get to the back wall. I just want to see if your chutes are good enough or if we need to add some. Yeah, one chute, Luke. Yeah. They're aluminum. Oh, that got us even better than I thought it would. Tight, loose. Yep. Cool. So this will be easier. Yep.
It's almost like a siphon. You got to get it all.
Yeah. It's good now, Luke. Thank you. Yep. These batteries won't stay on. I don't remember where I put the batteries I bought. Perfect. I don't think these are the old ones. That wouldn't be very funny. There we go. All right. Ready for the real fun, guys? A little high. You can pull it in. I don't think we're going to be low anywhere, so I don't want you to have to chase it the whole way. Alright, this is a brand new laser stick. I want it flawless, at least for the end of the year. We can trash it and destroy it next year, but...
What's this for today?
No, we'll need it later today. Gonna need this later today, so I'm gonna put it in the cab warming up because the D batteries really don't like the cold. Alright, we're gonna blanket these footings. I'm just gonna put down the Visqueen first so that they don't get as dirty. It's quite the event cleaning these blankets at the end of the season, so this might help a little bit, and it'll be better for the concrete, honestly. Luke, will you grab that end, please? Oh, I forgot this is only 10 foot. It's gonna be a bunch of little strips. There you go. Actually, let's just leave them folded up. It's already wide enough.
My way?
Yeah. Perfect. All right, we got the footings blanketed, ready for a good night's sleep. We got Visqueen down just to kind of clean them up a little, or keep them clean a little bit, and it'll also help with keeping the moisture in the concrete and warm. That's the two combos you need for a good cure. So we're gonna get out of here. It's 10:19. It was pretty good timing, and we'll come back tomorrow to get this inside slab graded. Gravel in here, compacted, forms up, rebar in, ready to pour. So on to the not so fun one. The next job is a lot of technical forming. It's pretty small, but they called us because nobody else wanted to do it because it was too technical. So that's kind of a compliment, but it's also like I really am not. I'm kind of over it. This for the year. I'm wanting to test my upper limits of what's possible.
Concrete surgeon job.
Yeah. No, this will be the most surgical job of the year for sure. Let's just meet at the shop. I got to get a bunch of forms, and you guys can help me. All right, we're gonna get on the road. we'll see you guys back at the shop. We got to load these trucks up with different setups for forming this nightmare of a porch. It's gonna go well. It's gonna go well. All right, back at the shop. I am trying to figure out this porch. I'm gonna go through this little blueprint thing here and figure out what size forms we need. Pretty complicated. Yeah, it doesn't even look like anything. You guys will see in a bit. All right, we got the trucks loaded up. I just gotta stop for fuel. The oh so lovely 150 mile trip meter is at 150 miles. All right, we just fueled up. Guys got fuel too. We're gonna race to the job. Not actually, but it's actually really like probably the worst parking tight area scenario we have of the year. So there's probably gonna be a lot of shuffling because we got some big trucks and it's like meant for 4 Priuses in this whole complex. So it's gonna be interesting. On top of being the most complicated and having to think and focus, might just have Luke stay in the trucks flip-flopping. It's 35, so it actually doesn't feel too bad out. There's no wind and it's 35. We got a lot of layers on, so the brisk morning chill is gone. And today's actually the worst of the week, so the next 3 days should be pretty nice. This is what we got. It took us a long time to figure this out. This is the porch. So we have these outer 2 columns here with this recessed step that will be in like that. And we've got that 45'd. We'll do a 1/4 inch here. And then this, it'll basically look like what you see here. So it'll be a inch out, 1.5 inch tall lip. And then we have to do that same inch out, 1.5 inch tall lip all the way on all of these upper levels. So it took us a long time to get this math. This will be kind of wrapped in here, but this is kind of the layout. Well, I was saying it's pretty hard to describe, and it's still going to be hard to describe until you see it totally done. And then this is the other one, so we're coming 5 feet out, and then we'll have to float a form here and do kickers going here. This is another, I don't really know, porch. I think the thought is for water. I don't know. It's not my job, just being subcontracted to do it. So I'm just following the print on what they want me to do. So we're gonna get packed out of here. It's gotta be pretty late. Yeah, 4:30. It's chilly. My toes are completely numb. We got a lot of forming tomorrow to do. We're gonna finish, or we're not gonna finish. We're gonna start and finish forming the footings we poured this morning, and then we have to come and finish getting this ready because we're going to pour this Thursday, and we'll pour the first job of the day on Friday. So you can leave all the wood here. We'll just be using 2x12s at Paul's.
Want me to take those down too?
It's just as easy to strap them. They're already up there. All right, we're gonna get out of here. Head back to the shop. Holy cow! It's not that cold out. It's 20. Well, it says it's 35. There's no shot it's 35, but with wet knees and wet feet, it feels a lot colder than that. We'll be back tomorrow. Alrighty, guys. Just got back to the shop. Gonna call it a day. Gonna go in and get some supper. Quite the sunset. Gonna call it a day. I'm gonna go in and get some supper. We'll see you guys bright and early to keep on forming. All right, good morning, guys. It's another day, another dollar. Just gonna head down to the footings we poured yesterday and get that formed up and prepped and ready to go, and then be there for a couple hours hopefully, and then we will head to the complicated porch job and finish getting that wrapped up so we can pour both of those the end of this week while we still have a little bit of warm weather. It's starting off 38, so it's not too shabby. I did wear long johns, but I'd rather be in long johns and a t-shirt than my leg is cold again. So we're gonna get on the road and we'll see you guys in a little bit. All right, we're down on the job. Ahmed's going to get some crushed concrete. Luke and I are going to get layout done so that we can start forming at least these two sides. Alrighty, we're uncovering the concrete from its long nap overnight. You can see the humidity, so that's what the Visc Clean does. It traps that humidity in there. The blankets, yeah, they're not warm, but they're definitely not cold. So that's what we were looking for, just to get these as strong as possible, because we're going to be driving, I mean, that's 4 psi, so it's hardly any pressure on these, but we still want it to be strong for forming and tap conning and stuff into here. So we'll get this cleaned up, and then we'll get we're gonna get all this topsoil out first. vegetation scraped out. Luke got the old gas line exposed down there so they can tie into it for the new building. Got this graded so it's a little easier to work. We're going to pull measurements for our corners so we can get lines chalked, and then Luke and I can get that form and this form put in, and then Ahmed can just back up and dump the gravel, and we can still get through here. We'll throw in that last form as soon as we're done.
I'm good.
Okay. You good?
All right.
Okay. All right, so this is our outside wall, and now we can just pull our diagonal using the Pythagorean theorem, which I'll show you guys here in a second if you slept through math class in high school like I did. All right, so you could do this with a regular calculator. I might as well show you. If you're on Apple, you might have to change it to scientific instead of basic. That's in the upper right. The scientific. So we know that we are 20. I should probably know, isn't it 26.4? Yeah, we better measure. I'm pretty sure it's 26.4 and a quarter. Well, you get your one dimension. You good?
Hook on the brick.
Hook on the brick, yep.
I'm good.
Okay, 26.4 and a half. So we have our long dimension. So we're gonna go 26. Well, actually, yeah, that's why I use BH Max. It's a free construction calculator because you can do feet and inches, so you don't have to do decimals on the regular calculator. So just download that if you want. 26 feet, 4 inches, and then a half. So up here, you're gonna square that plus the other dimension was 16. So 16 feet squared equals 951, and then you do the square root of that, and that will get you this diagonal measurement to get exactly square, so that this are perfectly 90. It's the best method unless you have a layout laser or a total station. So 30 foot 10 and 3/16. We'll do our best to get that last 16th in there. 30 foot 10 and 3/16. So Luke's gonna hold on the corner now of the concrete, and I will make a mark here, house side. So 30 foot 10, and this doesn't even have 16s, but that's an 8th, and we can go. Let me know when you're definitely good.
All right.
Right there. So this diagonally, you can see I'm kind of at a 45, where that and this intersects. So that singular point right there is our corner. Other side. Now we'll do the opposite, and then we'll check this distance to make sure that it's 26.4 and a half. And then we're going to do one final, which is very important. You want to think about what's the most important for looks, and really what we did doesn't really matter. What we want is a straight front face of the garage. So if they didn't build this garage square, we need to go off the front of the garage and then make everything else crooked. Otherwise, there's no sense in this being perfectly square if it's sitting weird on the existing garage. You good?
I'm good.
Oh, we barely made it.
You got that 16th in there?
Yep, I got it. It's looking good. We made it, just barely. Yeah, so it just looks a little funny to me, so that's why I want to test it with a string line. Go to your mark there and cut a foot. So now cutting a foot, basically the end of these long tapes are kind of inaccurate, so it just means starting at 1 foot, and then I'm going to add 1 foot to my measurement. So we were 26, now we should be 27.4 and a half, which we are 3/8 off. Which, why? Let's check with the house with the string line out of my pouch. Go up higher though, so we're angled higher. Okay, I like that. Let me know when you're tight to your brick. You're on your brick, right?
I'm on the brick.
Okay. So I'm just gonna move this string until I hit the face of this brick, which is right about there. And look at that, I am on the money. So that means this point is perfectly square. with this 90 here. So we're just gonna scoot that back 3/8, call it a day. It's concrete, not trim carpentry. We want to be really close for the framers, but you know, kind of depends on the size of your building. If you're off a tiny bit and this small of an addition, it doesn't matter. When you have a 100-foot wall and you're a little bit out of square, you can be talking inches, in like up to a foot. Like it just scales the farther you go. So we're only going 16 feet, but if we were to go to 100 feet and we were 3/8 off in 16 at 100, that could be 2 or 3 inches, which would be not good. So let's just use the regular tape. Actually, it could be that 3/8 could be the difference in the accuracy of the tape. You good?
I'm good.
Okay, so they are the same, which is good. But we're gonna go right there, kind of in between. So now we have our corners set, and now it's as simple as connecting the dots with your forms. And there's Ahmed. Look at that timing. Actually, yeah, whatever. This is just as good of a spot to dump. It doesn't matter because we're tearing out the concrete. Yeah, might as well dump it. Alright, we got 5 yards of 6A in there. Ahmed's going to get 4 more yards because we got to build this up a bit yet. It'll probably be a little extra, but we want extra to work with, so. Alright, why don't you set her down so we can clean this? Whoa! Yep, this will be our inside. Yay, that's a heavy board, holy cow. Waterlogged, concrete covered, 22-foot, 2x12.
You say add treated to it.
Well, I'm sure they do make it, but I don't think they stock a 22-foot treated. That'd be insane. Well, I'm not quite sure how accurate this is gonna be, but we'll double check it later. Actually, you know what matters more than square is plumb. Yeah, right there. Just like that. All right, that's not going anywhere. I know it shouldn't fall over anymore. Alright, we're getting the siding cut off. We just got our forms lasered, they were money. Just waiting on Ahmed for the last load of gravel, and then we can get it compacted, rebar in, and move on to the next job. Alrighty, we've got our thickened edge formed up. Gonna put that form in. I've got forms at the shop. I don't want to rip a nice 16 footer, so got the laser set up. The guys are gonna pull grade for me. I'm gonna get stone brought in here. We'll get it leveled out, compacted a couple times, and then we can start on rebar. Got it all tucked in, ready for the night. We'll be back in 2 days to pour this one. We're gonna head up and form up the porches so we can pour that tomorrow. Back at the fun job. I sent the guys to go dig an electrical trench at another job. And I'm going to finish getting this formed up. So we got the main structure of it up. We just have to, the architect wants a 1 inch overlap. So we have, I ripped a 1 inch out of a 2x here. But up here we got 3/4 inch melamine. So I'm going to use 1/4 inch to fur it out. And then I'll rip that gray melamine for the actual face of this. So going to be slow paced, technical, annoying work for a bit. Alrighty guys, it's been a few hours since we touched base last. I just had to focus. I knew it was going to be a long day. So here is what we have. Got a 1x1 number 4 rebar grid, 1 foot doweled shelf all the way around, stainless steel bent flashing to cover the wood. Then I had to rip 1/8 inch OSB to make this exactly 1 inch, and then ripped this 3/4 inch particle board melamine for the face. So this will make a 1 foot overhang and 1.5 inch tall face. And then we had to square and plumb and true everything up. So it took a long time to rack this because it's pretty delicate and fragile. Still need a couple kickers there. And then Luke and Ahmed got this one ready. They got the rebar in, kickers to make it nice and straight. So yeah, it's for being a small project, this was a lot of detail and a lot of math. I could have done 2 entire driveways in the amount of time that I had forming this, but that's why they hired us, because this is tricky. It takes a lot of math, and we're working with 1/16ths, not inches like we normally do in concrete. So I'm gonna get out of here for the night. I'm gonna leave the MT100 here, and we're gonna use that to dump. I think it is a fair amount of concrete, but I still think that's the best solution. So I'm gonna get the truck pulled out of here, and we'll get the MT hidden back behind there so nobody takes it. Alrighty guys, just pulling back to the shop. I'm gonna get some rest. I think concrete is at 8 o'clock, so I'll get there probably about 7 so that I can just get tools out, kind of feel out the job, and then we'll get some concrete on the ground. Alright, thanks for hanging out today guys. We'll see you bright and early for some concrete. Alrighty guys, good morning. Concrete's on the way. We're gonna get this complicated porch that we formed up last night poured. We got a lot going on here. We've got, we're being subcontracted for this job, so we're not in direct communication with the homeowner, I guess you could say. But the homeowner is giving us quite a bit of trouble. So he's going to be standing there watching the entire time, and then he's having this concrete tested. We're gonna have an inspector. The builders are gonna be here. It's just not gonna be ideal to film. So I will throw a time lapse up, but I'm not gonna put my head cam on. I don't know, it just doesn't feel right in the situation. And you guys will be able to see everything on the time lapse, but I'm not gonna be saying much. I'm just gonna kind of keep to myself and pour the concrete like I know how to do. That apparently is in question, so. Yeah, we'll touch base in a little bit. It's gonna be, it's not gonna be that bad. Pouring is gonna be pretty stressful, but we're not stripping and facing any of the formwork. It's just too delicate and brittle to try and face with such a small lip and everything like that. So all we really have to do is finish the tops. It'll be a little tricky getting in the step and getting that nice, but it's really not that much finish work. So we'll do that, and it'll be a shorter day today. So we will throw you guys on a time lapse and touch base in a little bit. Alrighty guys, just finished up. Everything turned out great. I'll show you guys here.
So yeah, take out.
Everything was nice and crispy. Homeowner was happy. We accomplished it. He's doubtful at first, and then saw we knew what we were doing, and then calmed down, and everything's all good. You can't always have easy homeowners. It's part of balancing emotional work, and yeah, there's a lot to running a business. It's not just showing up and clocking in for the day. I'm gonna run and check out a job, and we will see you guys back at the shop probably. Alrighty guys, just got back to the shop. I'm going to do some maintenance around here. There's always an endless supply of maintenance to do in the shop, so I'm gonna work on some tools, and we will touch base in the morning for some concrete. It should be a fun one. It'll be a little tricky doing that thickened edge. It's going to be a fun one. So we'll see you bright and early for some mud. Hey guys, thanks for staying till the end. If you guys want to pick up a hat, we just started our merch store. It's rcsupplyco.com. You can use code RCMUD to get 15% off your order until the end of the year. So if you guys want a hat, check them out. We're going to be adding shirts and sweatshirts and stuff in 2026, but we're starting off with hats. Thanks so much for the support, guys, and we'll see you on the next video.